of mercy.
Right.
God said mercy by definition is not getting what you should have got. See, mercy is designed to mitigate or soften or deal with the miseries of sin. God looks down on us and sees us doing knucklehead stuff that has severe consequences, and he says, you know what? They ought to do 20 years. But I'm going to touch the mind of the judge and give them 3 and let them get out when the time's already spent. Okay, y'all didn't like that. Because you ain't never been there.
All right.
See, let me show you what mercy really would do. Mercy do when you done sit there and you know you owe them and you know all that money belongs to them and you know you ought to be paying them, but they walk up there and tell you know what, that's okay. I know I should be taking your stuff, but I'm going to let you keep it anyway. Mercy is when you stand there knowing you're wrong, knowing that it ought to happen this way, but because the person looks at you, feels a little differently about you, they decide not to give you all the consequence of your sin. You know you should have got AIDS, but you know what? God had mercy, and they still got AIDS. Jesus. Mercy. And Jeremiah says, he gives you a fresh batch every moment. Why? Why does God give you a fresh batch of mercy every morning? Because he wants you to be developed into the look and style of his son. He says, every day I'm going to give you a chance to get closer and closer to looking like Jesus.
Wow. That's good.
He says, I want your marriage to work, so I'm going to give you some mercy in your marriage so that in the process, maybe this time you won't act like a knucklehead. Okay, you don't like that one. I'm going to give you some mercy this time. You know what? You should have got kicked out of school, but this time I'm going to have mercy. I'm going to let you get back in there. This time maybe you'll act like the next time they roll up on you, you'll say, I don't want no part of it. Mercy. I'm going to give you mercy. Anybody ever been speeding and knew you were speeding? I mean, you had the foot on the gas, you were rolling because you're trying to get back. And you roll around and you catch him and then you pull up and you roll the window down and you just go in here, watch this, and you say to him, I know I was speeding. And the cop said, you know what? I ain't never had it like that. Because most folks when I roll over, what I do? What? But because you fessed up, tell you what, this time, I'm going to give you a warning. And the warning slowed down. Well, what is he saying? He said, I'm issuing warning statements every morning. I'm giving you a warning. Sin has its consequences. Yes, you are saved. Yes, you are on your way to heaven. But I got news for you. If you keep doing what you're doing, some things are going to happen and you're going to pay a price. So I'm going to give you one more chance to get that thing right. What do you mean, Reverend? Well, you see, I like to look at God just like I used to look at my dad. See, my brothers And my sisters, Ronald Cook was a God-fearing man. And I love that man because he taught me how to live like God wanted me to live. But let's be honest, I thought I knew it all. And Daddy, with his third grade education, didn't know much. So. As I rolled along with my Dartmouth type education, my Ivy League associations, I ran into a brick wall. I'm talking about a brick wall in life. And some of y'all know how that is when you think you got all the answers. And you catch yourself on the wrong side of the fence. And there I was in the circumstance and I could hear my daddy's voice as he told me time and time again, don't do that. But I did it anyway. So when he told me how much it was going to cost, and I looked in my checking account and I had nothing. And I'll never forget it. I went over to Daddy's house and I sat down and I was too embarrassed to tell him what I had done. But it's amazing how Mom and Daddy can see it on your face. And Daddy said, come on, boy, come ride with me. And we got in his old gray Ford pickup. And as we're riding, Daddy says, all right, tell me what's going on. And I was still embarrassed, but I knew it was now or never. So I began to explain to Daddy my circumstance. Now what y'all don't understand is I still had 4 young boys at home. Oh yeah, I had a house, I had a couple of cars, but I was in a bad place. And I needed a good large sum of money. And I was so embarrassed to tell Daddy of my condition. But when I explained to him what was going on, he said, come on, let's go. All right. And we stopped by the bank. Anybody know where I'm going? And Daddy said, stay here, I'll be right back. And he went in, and when he came out, he had an envelope. And he said, here, boy, go take care of your business. Just don't tell your mom. Somebody know where I'm going. But that part sounds good, but that's not what I'm talking about. All right. I need you to see where I'm going with this. Daddy blessed me. Daddy gave it to me, and I handled my business. Oh yeah, and I decided I was going to prove to Daddy that I can handle stuff, and I worked hard, and I was going to get him his money back. That's right. But my brothers and my sisters, I struggled trying to get the dollars together, but I was going to make sure I paid Daddy back. And I showed up at his house, and I had the money, and I said, Daddy, I got it. I can't pay my mortgage, but I got your money. I can't handle the car note, but I got your money. Daddy said, I don't know why you're bringing me that. That's right. I said, Daddy, what do you mean? That's right. Daddy said, boy, I've been where you've been. And I've had what you had. And I've suffered like you're suffering. But I need you to understand how a real daddy is. You see, daddy understand how bad things can be. And daddy, he understands how hard it is to raise a family. Oh yeah, and daddy, he understands that sometimes you make bad mistakes. Oh yeah, and my daddy, he knew how I tried to do the right thing, but still messed up on the other side. And daddy knew that if I gave him all that I had, I'd be back in the same hole I was in earlier. So daddy said, take that money and call the slate clean. I said, daddy, why you treat me like that? Because daddy said, I'm gonna have a little mercy on you, my son. Because mercy suits your case. You're in a hole and you can't come out. You ain't got the funds to pull yourself out. So instead of you wrestling with your bad decision, I think I'll extend a little mercy coming down your path. When God gives mercy, mercy has a way of softening the blow. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Instead of giving 10 licks, mercy will come in and say, church,